There's a pain that's gripping, a knot inside my throat, a wounded heart that's crying, barely staying afloat. I'm searching for some comfort, a safe place I can hide on this long and winding road with nowhere left to ride. But a voice keeps calling, a love that calms my fear, promising healing for this heart that shed too many tears. He's a soul doctor who sees every scar with heavenly healing. He mends what's been marred. In every broken piece, He restores my peace with His love that never, never will cease. I carried all my burdens, thought it was the end, the weight of all my sorrow, with no strength left to mend. But His hand reached down to me, a touch of sweet grace turned my desert of despair into a holy place. And now I'm singing, my faith overflows for this love every scar with heavenly healing. He mends what's been marred. In every broken piece, He restores my peace with His love that never, never will cease. There's no wound that He can't touch, no pain His love can't heal so much. With faith I surrender, with faith I believe in His mighty power. My soul finds relief. He's a soul doctor who sees every scar with heavenly healing. He mends what's been marred. In every broken piece, He restores my peace with His love that never, never will cease. The soul doctor healed my heart, gave me a brand new start in His love. There's a worn out leather cover sitting on the shelf, pages yellow with the years, stories it has held, coffee stains and teardrops mark the sacred ground, where my grandpa found his answers when the world came crashing down. His name's written on the inside in a hand that's weathered strong, next to verses that he lived by his whole life long. That old Bible holds more than just words on a page. It's a roadmap through the valleys, wisdom from another age, wisdom from another age. Every underlined promise, every note he wrote in red shows the faith that kept him walking when he bowed his weary head. It's more than leather, ink and gold. It's a story of a soul. I remember Sunday mornings when he'd read it by the fire. His voice would shake with a reverence, lifting spirits ever higher. He'd tell me about the shepherd who would never leave his sheep, and the love that's always faithful, running ocean deep. Now I hold it in my hands, feeling all that sacred ground, where his prayers and God's own mercy could be found. That old Bible holds more than just words on a page. It's a roadmap through the valleys, wisdom from another age, wisdom from another age. Every underlined promise, every note he wrote in red shows the faith that kept him walking when he bowed his weary head. It's more than leather, ink and gold. It's a story of a soul. When my world gets dark and heavy and I don't know what to do, I open up those pages and his faith comes shining through. That old Bible holds more than just words on a page. It's a roadmap through the valleys, wisdom from another age, wisdom from another age. Every underlined promise, every note he wrote in red shows the faith that kept him walking when he bowed his weary head. It's more than leather, ink and gold. It's a story of a faithful soul. The wind is picking up now, I can feel it in the air. Dark clouds rolling in like trouble, more than I can bear. The thunder's getting closer, lightning splits the sky, and I'm standing in the middle wondering why. But I've learned to trust the one who calms the raging sea, even when the storm is all that I can see. When the storm clouds gather and the rain starts to fall, when the world gets shaky and I feel 10 feet tall, I'll hold on to his promise that he'll never let me go. In the eye of every hurricane, his peace is what I know. When the storm clouds gather, I won't be afraid, 'cause the God who made the thunder, he's the shelter that he's made. I weathered many seasons, seen the sun and felt the cold, walked through valleys deep and narrow, stories left untold. But every single tempest that has tried to knock me down has only made me stronger on this holy ground. So I'll stand here in the downpour with my face turned to the light, knowing morning's coming after every darkest night. fall, I'll hold on to His promise that He'll never let me go. In the eye of every hurricane, His peace is what I know. When the storm clouds gather, I won't be afraid, 'cause the God who made the thunder, He's the shelter that He's made. Every morning before the rooster crowed, she'd rise before the dawn, put the coffee on the stove, and hum an old church song. I'd find her at the kitchen table, Bible open wide, with her hands folded, talking to the Lord by her side. She'd pray for all her children, for the neighbors down the lane, for the farmer's crops and mercy, for the sunshine and the rain. In Mama's kitchen prayer, the whole world found its place. Every worry, every blessing, covered by His grace. She'd lift us up to heaven from that old linoleum floor. Mama's kitchen prayer opened up heaven's door, where love was always cooking and faith was always there, in the sacred morning moments of Mama's kitchen prayer. When trouble came a-knocking and the bills were piling high, she'd put her trust in Jesus, never asking why. That kitchen was her sanctuary, her altar and her church, where she'd find the strength she needed and the peace for which she'd search. She'd thank Him for His goodness, for the roof above our heads, for the love that filled our home and the daily bread. In Mama's kitchen prayer, the whole world found its place. Every worry, every blessing, covered by His grace. She'd lift us up to heaven from that old linoleum floor. Mama's kitchen prayer opened up heaven's door, where love was always cooking and faith was always there, in the sacred morning moments of Mama's kitchen prayer. Now I've got a kitchen of my own, children at my feet, and I bow my head each morning, make the circle complete. 'Cause the legacy she left me wasn't silver, wasn't gold. It was the power of a prayer and the faith that she'd hold. In Mama's kitchen prayer, the whole world found its place. Every worry, every blessing, covered by His grace. She'd lift us up to heaven from that old linoleum floor. Mama's kitchen prayer opened up heaven's door, where love was always cooking and faith was always there, in the sacred morning moments of Mama's kitchen prayer. There's a little white church house sitting on a hill where the paint is chipped and faded, but the Spirit's living still. Got a bell that rings on Sunday, calling folks to come and pray in that sacred little sanctuary where my soul found its way.
The pews are worn and weathered from the faithful through the years, who brought their joys and sorrows, their hopes and all their fears.
In the old country church, where the stained glass tells the story of a love that never fails us and a never fading glory, where the hymns rise up like incense and the prayers reach heaven's throne. The old country church is where my heart calls home, where simple faith runs deeper than the roots of ancient trees. The old country church is where my soul finds peace. I was baptized in that river just behind the cemetery gate, where my grandparents are sleeping and the angels watch and wait. Every Sunday morning service, every Wednesday evening prayer built the foundation of my faith with the love I found there.
Through the seasons and the changes, through the laughter and the tears, that little church kept standing through the passing of the years. In the old country church, where the stained glass tells the story of a love that never fails us and a never fading glory, where the hymns rise up like incense and the prayers reach heaven's throne. The old country church is where my heart calls home, where simple faith runs deeper than the roots of ancient trees. The old country church is where my soul finds peace. When this world gets complicated and I lose my way somehow, I drive back to that hillside and I make that sacred vow to keep the faith they taught me in that humble, holy place. In the old country church, where the stained glass tells the story of a love that never fails us and a never fading glory,
where the hymns rise up like incense and the prayers reach heaven's throne. The old country church is where my heart calls home, where simple faith runs deeper than the roots of ancient trees. The old country church is where my soul finds peace. There's a dusty gravel pathway where the city lights don't shine, where the crickets sing their chorus and the stars fall into line. Got my truck pointed homeward, leaving all the noise behind. Gonna find that old-time religion for this weary heart of mine. 'Cause the world keeps getting louder, but my soul needs something real, something that the concrete jungle just can never heal. I'm heading to a back road revival, where the spirit moves so free, where the preaching's from the heart
truth that sets us free. At a back road revival, that's where I need to be. Where the altar's made of sawdust and the churches need the trees. Back road revival, bring me to my knees. Got my granddad's old Bible sitting on the dashboard here. Every page is worn and weathered, every word is crystal clear. He found Jesus on these back roads in a tent revival night. Now I'm following his footsteps, walking toward the light. 'Cause the answers that I'm seeking can't be bought or sold. They're written in the good book, in the stories of old. I'm heading to a back road revival, where the Spirit moves so free, where the preaching's from the heart and the singing's harmony. No fancy lights or stages, just the truth that sets us free. At a back road revival, that's where I need to be. Where the altar's made of sawdust and the churches need the trees. Back road revival, bring me to my knees. Let the guitar strum softly, let the voices rise up high. Let the Holy Ghost fall down from the country sky. This is where redemption meets the simple and the true. I'm here at this back road revival, where the Spirit moves so free, where the preaching's from the heart and the singing's harmony. No fancy lights or stages, just the truth that sets us free. At this back road revival, this is where I need to be. Where the altar's made of sawdust and the churches need the trees. Back road revival brought me to my knees.
They weren't the hands of a rich man counting money all day long. They weren't the hands of a preacher writing sermons or a song. They were callous from the cornfield, stained with motor oil and dirt, from fixing broken tractors and mending what was hurt. But every night at supper time, he'd bow his weathered head and thank the Lord for all we had and for our daily bread. Daddy's hands were working hands that built this life we knew. Daddy's hands were praying hands that saw our family through. When the storms of life came calling and the world seemed upside down, Daddy's hands would hold us steady, keep our feet upon the ground. They were strong enough to lift us, gentle enough to care. Daddy's hands taught me about love and the power of a prayer. I remember Sunday mornings when he'd help me tie my shoes. Then he'd take me to the church house in those same old Sunday blues. His hands would guide the hymnal as we sang Amazing Grace, and I could see the love of God written on his face. When I stumbled and I faltered, when I lost my way somehow, those hands would pull me back again, just like they're doing now. Daddy's hands were working hands that built this life we knew. Daddy's hands were praying hands that saw our family through. When the storms of life came calling and the world seemed upside down, Daddy's hands would hold us steady, keep our feet upon the ground. They were strong enough to lift us, gentle enough to care. Daddy's hands taught me about love and the power of a prayer. Now I've got hands of my own and children looking up to me. I pray I'll be the man he was, the father he taught me to be. These working hands, these praying hands will build the life they'll know. These hands will guide them to the Lord and help their spirits grow. When the storms of life come calling and their world seems upside down, these hands will hold them steady, keep their feet upon the ground. They'll be strong enough to lift them, gentle enough to care. These hands will teach them about love and the power of a prayer. I walk these roads at sunrise, when the dew is on the ground. The corn is reaching skyward without making any sound. Each seed I planted in the spring with hope and honest sweat is teaching me about the faith I ain't learned fully yet. 'Cause you can't rush the harvest, you can't make the rain fall down. You just trust in God's timing and his love will come around. In these fields of grace, I see his hand at work. In every blade of wheat that grows from this blessed earth, the sun and rain remind me of his mercy every day. In these fields of grace, I learn to trust and pray, where the soil meets heaven and the sacred meets the plain. In these fields of grace, I'll never be the same. My granddad worked this same land with his callous, faithful hands. He taught me that the good Lord has his own perfect plans. Some years the drought would test us, some years the floods would come, but every season taught us more about the Holy One. He said, son, farming's like faith. You plant and then you wait, and trust the one who holds it all to determine your fate. In these fields of grace, I see his hand at work. And every blade of wheat that grows from this blessed earth, the sun and rain remind me of his mercy every day. In these fields of grace, I learn to trust and pray, where the soil meets heaven and the sacred meets the plain. In these fields of grace, I'll never be the same. When the harvest time comes calling and the work is finally done, I'll thank Him for the blessings of another season won. 'Cause every grain that fills the barn, every blessing that I see, is a reminder of His goodness and His love for you and me. In these fields of grace, I see His hand at work in every blade of wheat that grows from this blessed earth. Sun and rain remind me of His mercy every day. In these fields of grace, I learn to trust and pray, where the soil meets heaven and the sacred meets the plain. In these fields of grace, I'll never be the same. Work with wood and weathered hands in a shop down dusty roads, building tables, chairs, and cradles, carrying heavy loads. But he was more than just a craftsman, more than nails and grain. He came to mend the broken hearts and take away our pain. With the same hands that shaped the timber, He would heal the sick and lame, and the love that built those wooden things would never be the same. The carpenter's son, he built more than wood. He built a bridge to heaven where no man ever could. With every nail he hammered, with every board he He was building up salvation for a world that's lost in pain. The carpenter's son came to make us whole. He's still building up the pieces of every broken soul. I think about that workshop where he learned his earthly trade, how his father must have smiled at the man his son had made, teaching him to measure twice and cut the timber straight. Little did the world know then he'd build heaven's gate. From the sawdust to the crossbeam, it was all part of the plan to show us that our Savior was both God and man. The carpenter's son, he built more than wood. He built a bridge to heaven where no man ever could. With every nail he hammered, with every board he planed, he was building up salvation for a world that's lost in pain. The carpenter's son came to make us whole. He's still building up the pieces of every broken soul. Now when I see a wooden cross standing on a hill, I remember that carpenter who's working with us still. Building hope from broken dreams, making new from old. The carpenter's son, he built more than wood. He built a bridge to heaven where no man ever could. With every nail he hammered, with every board he planed, he was building up salvation for a world that's lost in pain. The carpenter's son I've been driving down this interstate for what feels like all my life, through the valleys and the mountains, through the joy and through the strife. Every mile marker tells a story of the choices that I made. Some led me to the darkness, some showed me I was safe. But there's a road that's calling me beyond these earthly lanes, where every burden's lifted and there's freedom from the chains. I'm on the highway to heaven, and I can see the light shining through the windshield, cutting through the night. Every mile gets brighter, every turn feels right. On this highway to heaven, I'm heading for the light, where the road don't end and the journey's just begun. On the highway to heaven, with God's own Son. I picked up fellow travelers who were walking by the road. Some were carrying heavy burdens, some had lighter loads. We shared our bread and water, and we sang the old church songs about a place called heaven, where we've all been heading along. 'Cause this world is just a pit stop on a journey to our home, where we'll never have to wander and we'll never be alone. We're on the highway to heaven, and we can see the light shining through the windshield, cutting through the night. Every mile gets brighter, every turn feels right. On this highway to heaven, we're heading for the light, where the road don't end and the journey's just begun. On the highway to heaven, with God's own Son. When my engine starts to sputter and my body starts to fade, I won't worry about the breakdown, 'cause my reservation's made. At the end of this old highway, there's a mansion with my name. I'm on the highway to heaven, and I can see the light shining through the windshield, cutting through the night. Every mile gets brighter, every turn feels right. On this highway to heaven, I'm heading for the light, where the road don't end and the journey's just begun. On the highway to heaven, with God's own Son.
There's a patchwork quilt upon my bed, made with loving care. Every stitch tells a story, every square a prayer. Grandma's hands work through the winter by the firelight's glow, piecing together memories from the days of long ago. She said, "Child, this quilt will keep you warm when I'm not here. Each piece holds a blessing and a love that's always near." Grandma's quilt of love wrapped around my heart, made from scraps of faith that will never fall apart. Every thread's a promise, every pattern tells His grace. In Grandma's quilt of love, I can feel His warm embrace. When the nights get cold and lonely and I need to feel His care, I pull up Grandma's quilt of love, and I know that He is there. There's a piece from Sunday dresses worn to church each week, and a square from Daddy's work shirt when times were mighty bleak. But the center holds the beauty of a cross and golden thread, reminding me of Jesus and the blood that He once shed. She stitched it all together with the wisdom of her years, through the laughter and the heartache, through the joy and through the tears. Grandma's quilt of love wrapped around my heart, made from scraps of faith that will never fall apart. Every thread's a promise, every pattern tells His grace. In Grandma's quilt of love, I can feel His warm embrace. When the nights get cold and lonely, and I need to feel His care, I pull up Grandma's quilt of love, and I know that He is there. Now I'm teaching my own children how to sew and how to pray, passing down the legacy of love that lights the way. Grandma's quilt of love wrapped around our hearts, made from scraps of faith that will never fall apart. Every thread's a promise, every pattern tells His grace. In Grandma's quilt of love, we can feel His warm embrace. When the nights get cold and lonely, and we need to feel His care, we pull up Grandma's quilt of love, and we know that He is there.
Down by the muddy water where the cypress trees grow tall, I heard the preacher calling to the sinners one and all. Come wade into this river, let your burdens wash away. In these waters of salvation, you can start a brand new day. I was carrying so much sorrow from the life I'd lived before, but something in that river opened up heaven's door. In the river of redemption, I went down a broken man, but I came up clean and holy by the Savior's loving hand. All my sins were washed away in that sacred flowing stream. In the river of redemption, I found peace beyond my dreams, where the water meets the Spirit and the old man dies away. In the river of redemption, I was born again today. I remember how the current felt so cool against my skin as the preacher held me under, washing out the stain of sin. When I broke the surface gasping, I could hear the angels sing, and I knew that I was different from the joy that baptism brings. Now I tell everybody about that day down by the shore, how Jesus met me in that river, and I ain't the same no more. In the river of redemption, I went down a broken man, but I came up clean and holy by the Savior's loving hand. All my sins were washed away in that sacred flowing stream. In the river of redemption, I found peace beyond my dreams, where the water meets the Spirit and the old man dies away. In the river of redemption, I was born again today. Every time I see that river, I remember what He's done, how He took this wayward sinner and He made me His own son.
In the river of redemption, I went down a broken man, but I came up clean and holy by the Savior's loving hand. All my sins were washed away in that sacred flowing stream. redemption. I found peace beyond my dreams, where the water meets the spirit and the old man dies away. In the river of redemption I was born again today.
I can hear them ringing clearly across the morning air, calling all the faithful to come and gather there. Those Sunday morning bells have been ringing all my life, through the seasons of my sorrow and the seasons of my strife.
They ring for every wedding, they toll for every soul. They mark the sacred moments that make the spirit whole. Sunday morning bells, calling me to prayer, reminding me that Jesus is always waiting there. In that little country chapel where my heart first learned to sing. Sunday morning bells, let your praises ring. Across the fields and valleys, let the whole world hear. Sunday morning bells, the Lord is drawing near.
I was married to my sweetheart when those bells rang out so clear, and they played when we brought our babies to dedicate them here. They've rung through generations of families in this town, and they'll keep on ringing faithful when I'm 6 feet underground. 'Cause those bells are more than metal, they're the heartbeat of our faith, calling sinners to salvation and the lost to find their way. Sunday morning bells, calling me to prayer, reminding me that Jesus is always waiting there. In that little country chapel where my heart first learned to sing. Sunday morning bells, let your praises ring. Across the fields and valleys, let the whole world hear. Sunday morning bells, the Lord is drawing near. When my time on earth is over and my race on earth is run, I pray those bells keep ringing for the lost and weary ones.
Sunday morning bells, calling souls to prayer, reminding them that Jesus is always waiting there. In that little country chapel where heart first learned to sing. Sunday morning bells, let your praises ring. Across the fields and valleys, let the whole world hear. Sunday morning bells, the Lord is always near.
I left home with my pockets full, my heart full of pride. Thought I knew better than my daddy, so I cast his love aside. Spent my money on the bright lights and the pleasures of this world, till I found myself empty, broken, lost, and all alone. But I remembered what he taught me about a Father's endless grace, how he waits with arms wide open for his children to come home. I'm coming home, like the prodigal returning. My heart is full of sorrow, and my soul is finally learning that there's no place like the Father's house, no love like his embrace. I'm coming home to amazing grace, with my head hung low in shame, but my spirit lifted high. I'm coming home to the one who walking up the lane. Every step feels like forever, but I'm fighting through the pain. Will he take me as a servant after all the wrong I've done? But I see him running toward me, calling out, my precious son. Now I'm crying on his shoulder as he holds me oh so tight. And I know that I'm forgiven in his warm and loving light. I've come home like the prodigal returning. My heart was full of sorrow, but my soul has finished learning that there's no place like the Father's house, no love like his embrace. I've come home to amazing grace, with my head hung low in shame, but my spirit lifted high. I've come home to the one who never said goodbye. He's putting on the finest robe and a ring upon my head, calling for a celebration throughout all the promised land. I am home like the prodigal returning. My heart is full of joy now, and my soul has finished learning that there's no place like the Father's house, no love like his embrace. I am home in amazing grace, with my head held high in honor and my spirit soaring free. I am home where I was always meant to be. I climbed up to the mountain when my soul was feeling low, looking for an answer that only he would know. The valley seemed so distant from that rocky sacred ground, and in the quiet stillness his voice was the only sound. He spoke into my spirit like thunder from above, reminding me of mercy, reminding me of love. On the mountaintop I met him face to face. In the clouds of his glory I found amazing grace. Every burden lifted, every doubt erased away. On the mountaintop I learned how to pray, where the earth meets heaven and his presence fills the air. On the mountaintop I found him waiting there. I wanted to stay forever in that holy sacred place, where the worries of the world couldn't touch his perfect grace. But he said, my child, go down now to the valley down below. Take this mountain with you everywhere you go, 'cause the power of this moment isn't meant for you alone. It's meant to be a lighthouse, guiding others to their home. On the mountaintop I met him face to face.
loves Him.